Thank you for joining us on the Sport on Prime. I'm Gary Al-Smith. Today we have news involving the Ghana Premier League. Also, Kwesi Nyantakyi speaking about clubs that tend to have the habit of not allowing television crews to do their work. Says that there will be punitive measures, and we do some international sports in action as well. Thank you for your time. I'm Gary Al-Smith. First, Kenichi Achuhachi is back in the Ghana Premier League after leaving Heart of Oak in very interesting, or as some would say, acrimonious circumstances. He went to Asia, including Cambodia and some other leagues, to ply his trade. Well, he's back. This time, he's back with a Temba-based side. You can see that story on myjoyonline.com, and it says Kenichi Achuhachi, Inter Allies have appointed the former Heart of Oak boss as their new manager. The Japanese coach has made a surprise return to the Ghana Premier League 17 months after his shock exit from Heart of Oak. Kenichi parted company with the Phobians before the start of the season, the second round of the 2015-16 season. He's reached an agreement to be the new coach of the Accra-based side, as well as its youth development side, the Cedar Stars Academy. And so, Inter Allies confirmed the news on their official website as well. It's a story that's broken in the last hour or two. We will be getting reaction from Inter Allies momentarily in our subsequent bulletins. Also, if you join us on the football show from 10:30, we'll be having a lot of comments from a lot of you, the bulk of which seem to be extremely happy that Kenichi is back. Still in the Ghana Premier League, and Kwesi Nyantakyi is cracking the whip. Clubs, as you may know, some very recalcitrant, never allow television crews to do their job when it's time for matchday games. And clubs that prevent live telecasts of Ghana Premier League matches will suffer points deductions, according to the GFA boss.
You recall during the immediately preceding season, there were cases in which sponsors like StarTimes were prevented or obstructed from discharging their responsibilities. We're proposing very stiff sanctions for that. And the stiffest sanction that a club will suffer is usually the forfeiture of a match. And so if we prevent a sponsor from covering a match, you lose the match, you lose the points. We will not even waste our time ensuring that the match takes place. We are also going to propose to Congress to consider the introduction of a sole judge or a single judge in exceptional circumstances in order to contribute to an expeditious hearing of cases before our judicial bodies. And then we are also concerned about delays of cases at our judicial bodies. So we are going to review the processes for filing of cases. At the moment, you file a statement of case, a defense, and a reply. We are reviewing it to make room for only a case and a response, a defense. There will be no requirement of a reply. And then the days for filing cases has been 3 working days. We are reducing it to 2 days. And that will reduce the time for adjudication of cases before the GFA.
I tell you what, some of the reforms proposed at the GFA summit in Cape Coast are downright exciting. If we could put half of them off the paper and on the ground, the Ghana Premier League should be something Africa will be really jealous of. Now, speaking of the Ghana Premier League, Asante Kotoko and their National Circles Committee have been in the news in the last couple of days. The issue has been that the National Circles Committee, which is essentially the supporters wing, have wanted to have their own sponsorship deal with a Kumasi-based beverage company. The management of the club, however, have not wanted this to happen, particularly because the NCC have wanted to use the logo of the club, which has raised the question, who owns the logo of Asante Kotoko? Is it the club itself, or can the NCC do that? This afternoon, I spoke to Michael Nkansa, who is the PRO of the supporters wing, the National Circles Committee, and he says that his side and the management are ironing out their differences regarding the alcoholic sponsorship deal. The question we'll ask is, Asante Kotoko Sporting Club, yes. Asante Kotoko National Circles, are they two different entities?
Yes, of course. The National Circles Council is a different entity, separate and distinct from Asante Kotoko Sporting Club. The NCC is registered as a private entity.
Okay.
That has a registration certificate from the Registrar General's Department.
On its own?
On its own. The contention here is the fact that both Asante Kotoko Sporting Club as an entity on the other side, and the National Circus Council of Asante Kotoko on the other side have a common logo that connects the two.
Yes, but then the question is, who owns that logo? Is it Asante Kotoko Sporting Club or the NCC? And do they have to give you permission to use it?
I think that ever since Asante Kotoko was formed as a club, since 1935, the issue of who has legal ownership and rights over Kotoko's logo has not been an issue in contention.
Sure.
Except in 2017.
Because there has never been the issue where money has been involved like this.
Money has been involved in NCC and Asante Kotoko as a sporting club.
Sure.
There has not been dispute about that.
Okay.
But it is so disappointing that we find ourselves where we find ourselves today. But I think that it's not an issue or a problem that we cannot solve. I think that in all these circumstances, it requires roundtable discussion, negotiation, and then some engagement. And I'm sure that there will be peace.
But this is important.